The crisis affecting Perth's hospitals is worsening, with reports emerging that staff at another hospital are at dire straits. The hospital is St John of God in Subiaco, with concerns being raised of poor practices impacting nurses and their managers. The courts have handed down their verdicts in the trial for the murders of Sarah Spears, Jane Rimmer and Kira Glennon, and for two of the families, the harrowing ordeal is now over. The battle for the electorate of Curtin has been on a knife's edge, but now it's about to be decided. Independent candidate Kate Cheney has secured the previously safe Liberal Party seat, beating the incumbent holder Celia Hammond. It's a tight trip for the Prime Minister, lasting only 3 days, but for Perth's community, he's promising he's listening to their concerns. This is one of the properties burnt out in the blaze. While firefighters have prevented more extensive damage to the homes, it's uncertain that there could be more. A grieving mother devastated at the loss of her son, a young Indigenous man just trying to come home.
Overwhelmed, angry, hurt.
Cheryl Butcher is demanding answers for Marlon Johnson's death after he was hit by a train following a night out with a mate in Fremantle last weekend.
It should not have happened.
Cheryl told WAMN News Marlon's friend that night recalled a female transit guard at Fremantle station, stopping Marlon from boarding the last free train home to Armidale early on Monday morning. Marlon left the station to avoid an altercation after the guard identified him by name.
It wasn't trouble because of his present. It was all because of who he was and the trouble that he had.
He climbed the fence to follow the train line home when he was hit. Cheryl wants to know why Marlon wasn't allowed on the train, refuting claims he was drunk, stating the act caused Marlon's death.
It was the transit guard who singled him out completely. And that's where the trouble has started.
Family and friends took to the streets on Thursday in a procession to Fremantle Station. They placed photos and flowers in Marlon's memory, many shocked at his passing.
We were gobsmacked, it just floored us.
It's upsetting, it broke our hearts, hey?
Family members demanded an investigation into Marlon's death, stating it was caused by systemic racism. The Public Transport Authority has since issued a statement. It says transit officers requested 2 men leave the station following complaints of antisocial behaviour. They also confirmed one of the men was walking along the train tracks when he was hit just before 3 a.m, the reason unclear. But Cheryl promises she won't rest until she gets the truth for her son, who was loved by many. This memorial for Marlon remembers an Indigenous life that could have been, as his family and friends call for answers for a death that could have been avoided. Nelson Liu, WAMN News. Parents who advocate for Make It Yourself masks say they do it to keep their kids safe, but the question is, do these masks actually work? Why should Western Australians vote for Mark McGowan and Labor government?
Because we offer a fresh start.
You have your calls in this rally. What are you specifically wanting for Indigenous people?
There's a statement, and a statement has 5 issues.
Hello, Nelson Liu with today's news headlines. The state government has called the collapse of Rottnest Island's Army jetty poorly managed and a disaster in the making, following the release of an audit into the accident. Former Foreign Minister Julie Bishop has announced she's retiring from federal politics after being a Liberal MP for more than 20 years. Hello and welcome to Western Perspective. This week, policing has remained a major challenge in WA following issues of police accountability and allegations of brutality, but one officer is bridging the gap between WA Police and the multicultural community. WA Police Community Engagement Division's Sam Lim has been dedicating himself to WA's culturally and linguistically diverse people, dissolving barriers between police and West Australians. I spoke to the senior constable and asked him about WA Police's engagement with the multicultural community and how he's bringing trust back to the force. And that's WP for this week. We'll be back again next time, but for now, it's back to you.